It's pretty good.
Yeah. As some of you know, I've been a little bit busy. Steve and we did chair the Hypochondriac Conference last week, and it was great to see some of you folks there. Kurt, Phil, Dave, Bob, Bill. But I didn't see you there, Waldo. Where were ya? Then I went straight into operating on myself, which was unfortunately unsuccessful. Then I went straight to the Hoarders Conference. It was actually the AGM Hoarders Conference get together, and I picked up some things while I was there. At the Hoarders meeting conference AGM, I picked up a ladder, and I picked up some more. I picked up the ladder in one place, and then I picked up some more flooring. Well, some fur flooring from my friend in hopes to complete the interior of the cliff cabin. All right, so I'm at the place where I got the stuff for the tiles. I'm at my friend's house. That is more, basically, I guess, more of that white plywood that I used to create the kitchen tiles. He's been holding back on me. Didn't tell me there was more of this.
Hello, pretty kitty.
So for the ladder, this is the ladder that I got, and I am going to replace the ladder that's currently in the loft with this ladder. And you might be scratching your head at that, but hear me out. The ladder that I have in there is the one that I built here at home last year. I had a live edge slab of cedar, and I thought it would be a cool idea to turn it into a ladder. So I'm glad that I did that. It was a fun project, and I think it's a really cool ladder, and I really, really, really love it. It just doesn't work in that space for me, and I did know that at the time, and I did question at the time if it was going to be the permanent ladder or not. And for a few months now of going and staying the night there, having to move that ladder around, it's really just come clear to me that I need to do something else. I wanted a light ladder and one that looked old. That's what I found. The biggest issue I have is that I have to move the ladder. I can't slide it to either side of the loft because I have a couch and then I have the kitchen. And so each time I'm having to lift that ladder and store it against the back wall, and it looks messy. I don't like it. I would like to store the ladder underneath the loft, and I wanted to get something that would be light enough to lift up there and also to match the boards that are there as the floor and as the ceiling. And those are like rustic, rugged, old looking boards, and so I feel like this is just going to be a better match. I've tested the ladder out for safety, and it is safe enough for me to use in that scenario. I want to take it outside and give it just a little bit of a cleanup. I was going to use the pressure washer, and I just don't think I've got it in me to use the pressure washer. So I'm going to use a brush and sand it down a little bit and maybe put a little bit of an oil on it.
Who's a nice old man? Who's a nice old man? How could someone give you up? Hey? How could someone give you up? Are you comfy? Are you having a good little sleepy? Are you?
Aw, you want to cuddle? You snuggle. Look at this dog. What a gem. What a gem. How could someone dump you? was just sanding the ladder and I heard an avalanche come off the roof of the house. And I just went and looked. There's that one corner over towards the dog pen that had a lot of snow still and doesn't look good. Let's go look at it. Once again, this is now the second time that this has happened with this roof. Just trying not to rip too much of it away. Now the question, to oil or not to oil? Because a cloth I already know is going to... Okay, I've got diluted linseed oil, boiled linseed oil with like lacquer. It's not really the look I want, but honestly, I think anything that I put on there is going to darken it, except for the wax, but the wax is just too hard to put on. And I think it's in the ladder's best interest if I give it some oil. So I'm just going to go for it. Whatever, it's not a piano. It does make you wonder what type of wood it is. These are mostly hardwood, these ladders, right? So it's going like really, really, really dark. It's almost like a walnut. No, can't be walnut. Oh. A friend of ours took the dogs for a bike ride because my hip is sore, and she offered. She's the lady that dog sits for us. Anyway, Leroy got attacked by a coyote really badly. He'll have to have surgery. His bum is all ripped open and he's got bite marks everywhere. Oh. We've got to flush his wounds a bit here. Really bad. One on his face. He's got one on his leg, one on his arm. Oh, poor guy. There was his ear. Not too bad. And he got a little bite on his face. Not too bad.
Blood. Back here is a cut.
Back there. Bite. And then his bum. You gotta turn him around. So, big one on his bum. Holy, so close. It really did kind of get part of his anus.
I know.
Yeah, poor guy. This table, I made this table. This is the cedar. I This is in a video. I made this. Norton chewed on it. This is the same cedar that is used on the siding that I used in the little kitchen shelf. I am going to sand down the top because I only put wax on it, and so the stains are coming through. I'm not trying to make it like a pristine piece of furniture, but I wouldn't mind to sand the top down and put some boiled linseed oil on it to give it a bit of a better protection. And we don't really use this. We don't use a coffee table in the living room where I had this. We just tend to leave the space for the dogs to lay on the floor. So I'm gonna sand this down, put another coat on it, and this is also gonna be my coffee table for the cliff cabin. All right, you guys, this is done. It's been drying overnight. I think it could use a little bit more time. I think that's the one thing about the boiled linseed oil is it tends to feel a little tacky to me for a while, but perhaps days and days of drying, which both this and the ladder will get to do on their own in the cabin, perhaps that will settle it down a little bit. I am gonna give it a light sand as well, but it's nice to check these things off the list. 2 more things I get to check off the list for the cliff cabin. And spring is a time of year that I like to make lists. Like, I get this to-do list thing from my mom. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time because there's nothing like making lists, but there's nothing better than actually scratching those things off the list. It's like out of your mind, a weight off your shoulders. It feels so good to have it off the list. But something that I feel like I can permanently check off of my to-do list is the removal of my personal information from data broker sites, thanks to the sponsor of this video, which is Delete Me. They are the #1 privacy removal service since 2010. I've been using them for 1.5 years. Steve has been using them for 1 year, and my dad for half a year, making it kind of a family affair. So for those of you that don't know what data brokers are, they are businesses or corporations that scour the internet, searching for huge amounts of personally identifiable information from a variety of sources, all the way from government public records to social media platforms. They take that information, they analyze it, resculpt it, shape it, and sell it to anyone willing to buy it, and anyone can buy our personal information, which is kind of scary. So Delete Me is a hands-free subscription service that will remove your personal information from the hundreds of data broker sites that exist. And by doing this, it helps us protect ourselves against things like identity theft, stalking, harassment, doxing, and the like. Now, I embarrassingly so have been sucked into more than one scam in my life. I have had my identity stolen without knowing it. And I personally just know that doing this, tending to this, isn't something that I'm good at, and it's not something I'm gonna do. And that is why I use, trust, and recommend Delete Me. So if you too would like to scratch this off your list permanently, Delete Me is offering 20% off consumer plans. If you go to joindeleteme.com/Mishy20, use the code Mishy20 at checkout. Again, joindeleteme.com/Mishy20, promo code Mishy20 at checkout. So I'm just gonna sand this, and then we need to hit the road. The day is beautiful and it's passing by. Such beautiful wood. I think when I do the siding, this is the same cedar as the siding. When I put some sort of finish on it, it's either gonna go a brown or a kind of a green, like a mossy green. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do to protect the cedar siding, but actually let me know in the comments, green or brown. I have arrived. It is 1 o'clock. I'm gonna take the ladder down first. I have to make 2 trips to take the things down. Just for the record too, the sky mule isn't usable right now because there's 2 trees down on the line and I'm in no shape to deal with those trees. That aside, the sky mule does require the items to be somewhat heavy for the momentum, and this ladder and the table are not heavy enough. So I'm gonna walk them down. I will say that I'm extremely grateful to be out here today, to be able to be out here today. I'll see you down there with the ladder. Such a nice day. So it really looks like I have just a little bit to cut off. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to cut this. You might be wondering, I left there's like metal things on the ladder, and I'm keeping them on there until I know for sure if I want them off or not, because I was thinking I could use them as a way to like give grip to the ladder up there. So if the ladder hangs on to the loft board with those metal pieces, then I'll keep them. So I need to leave the right amount of room, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, look at how nice this ladder is. It's beautiful. I do love it. It's just too big. Kind of guessing a little bit. Visual approximations. We'll try that. Has no smell. Other than linseed oil, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna go try it out. Trial number 1, like this is where it's gonna sit. And the thing with the old ladder was I hadn't really like set it up properly to where it was secured. So what I would do is just put like boards along here and against the lockers so that the ladder wouldn't slide, but this way with those pieces of metal up there, they kind of grab on to the beam up there. It works. I wonder if I should make it a little bit shorter. And this is by no stretch as comfortable as the other ladder, but it works. You know, for the amount that I'm going to use it. My hope was that it would be easier to hang. It's still, you know what? Dang. It's still actually a bit too long. Hanging it isn't going as well as I was hoping. I think I'm going to go up and get the coffee table so I can think about it. It's longer than I was thinking it was going to be, just mentally. And I have that light hanging in the kitchen, so I got to make sure I don't hit that. I did bring some hooks that I bought, and then I was like, why didn't I just 3D print some things? For some reason, I think it's because we're doing spring cleaning and we've been selling some things, just kind of clearing out things. I have a lot of my stuff just kind of crammed in a corner, including my 3D printer, so I'm not thinking about it right now. But I thought about it this morning and I was like, yeah, I don't know why I just don't 3D print some like hook things to hook the ladder onto. But I think it's either end, I have to have some kind of, if I hook one end and like have a string or a pulley to pull the other end up to the floor, because I can't reach it unless I step on a stool all the time. So I just have to try to think about that. It's not going to be the full meal deal today. It's just going to I want to get it up and give myself some ideas to ponder. So I'm going to go up and get the coffee table. It's no easy feat getting up and down that mountain on any day. I've really wanted to make an effort to not talk about my hip, because I don't want to be a complainer, because so many people have so much something worse than me that I don't want to be a complainer. And I've tried to find it, like I'm trying to like continue making content and not talk about it and just kind of not just try and hide it the best that I can. It's proving to be difficult though. Yeah, like 4 days ago I was on crutches again. And the reason I did that was because the last time I went on crutches, I kind of got better. So I thought the pain was getting so bad that I said, okay, I'm gonna go on crutches for a day. And I did that, and now I'm a little bit better, which is why I'm out here today. 4 days ago, there wouldn't even have been a thought to come out here. Anyway, the point is that I think for right now, I'm probably gonna do a video just every couple of weeks, every other week, just because I can't accomplish very much. If I do an hour a day of something, that's it. It does take a lot of outward energy to make videos, like to do this, and I just haven't had it in me. I've only had enough energy to just take care of myself. Barely even that. I've had 3 naps in 7 weeks, and I am not a napper. I just do not nap, and I've been like, I have got to go to bed and lay down. Whatever is going on is kicking me in the butt, I'm not gonna lie. I do leave in a couple days. I have a 7-hour drive or so to go to the Vancouver area to see a surgeon. So, I mean, by the time you guys see this video, I will have had the appointment, and then, you know, I don't know, I'll just go from there. That was the plan all along, was to get seen by someone and see what he says and go from there. So I will just update you as I can. And yeah, like I said, I just don't want to be a complainer, but I'm trying to be as authentic as possible in what I share and the ups and downs. And this is just part of the down. This is the pooper part. But that's life. Life isn't fair. And we all have things that we have to go through. So anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to say about that. But I want to just try and temporarily get this ladder up, and I'm not staying the night tonight, but I still have a few hours to pick away at some things. I got these hooks. I think I'm gonna return them though, because I think I can make something. I just thought about making some hooks with some wood for now. Maybe they'll stay, but at least that's something. I just don't know about those metal hooks that I bought. I don't really like them. So I think this is gonna break. Yes, it is. Okay, you guys, my little chipmunk friends. I'll get some nuts. Come here. For those of you that don't know, the chipmunks, I think it was 2 years ago, they started to be really, really, really friendly. And one, if not more than one, I think there was three that were consistently coming around. And one of them was really, really, really friendly and would climb all over me. But the other 2 wouldn't. It was just the one that would. It was Johnny. Johnny!
You little thing. There you go.
That just looked stupid, and I knew I wasn't gonna keep it, so I said, frig it. I put the hooks up. I left the tags on in case I'm gonna return them. This is just what I'm doing for now. I might get a little pulley, like a block, so that I can hoist it up, but for now it's just like this. All right, it's 5 o'clock. I charged up the power station with the generator for a little while, and I kind of got the sliding glass door prepped and ready for trimming. I'm going to next work on the flooring that I got from my friend The color is quite different than what I've got going on in here, so I'm taking home a little bit of what I've got, smaller pieces, so that I could try to color match things the best that I can. This stuff that I have in here, obviously it had like linoleum or something on it. There's glue on the wood, so I don't know how I'm gonna really replicate the texture and the colors because of that, but I'll just have to do my best. Last few hours with this guy. We had him for 5 days, and someone's coming to meet him to adopt him today. He's such a good boy. We were this close to being a foster fail. And if he didn't get adopted within like 2 weeks, we probably would have kept him. But there's a couple that's really interested in him, so hey, such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes.
Is that your favorite position? You like that position, don't you? You're such a good boy. Such a good boy.
So here is what I am working with. This was the board that I brought home as a comparison. And it's not even really the best board. I did have a couple of shorter ones, and probably this is really more like what most of them look like. So that's where I've got to try to get to.
I'll end this video here, leaving you guys on the edge of your seats in suspense. I wouldn't feel so passionate about continuing to create videos right now if it weren't for the army of people supporting me through this rough patch. I appreciate you guys more than you know. I do need to pace myself and rest, but this is also an outlet for me and really helps with my mental health. So with that said, I will see you guys in the next video when it comes out.
My #1 fan. Hi, buddy. Thanks again to Delete Me for sponsoring this video.